We're going to just have another moment while everybody comes in and gets settled. Our our pianist stepped out for just a second and is on his way back in right now. So we're just going to start a minute late. All good.
Thank you, Corey. That was beautiful. Beautiful. What a wonderful way to start our service this morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Clemson. My name is Sarah Summers. I'm filling in for Leslie Visage this morning. They had illness in the family, so here I am. I would like to humbly acknowledge that we are located on the historic land of the Eastern Cherokee and the Southern Iroquois. So it's good to be with you. Here at UUFC, we welcome all those who are seeking a spiritual home among us, whether this is your 1,000th time, 100th time, 250th time here, yes, or your first. So, in fact, if you happen to be a first-time visitor, we would love to get to know you. So is there any first-time visitors here? Like to stand up and introduce yourselves?
Hi, Tom Bakers, my wife Cindy, and my child Alex. We're from Livonia, just across the state line.
I see. Yeah.
First time here. Thanks for having us.
Welcome, welcome. Please stay after the service and join us in the social room. We are going to have light refreshments and coffee. We'd love to chat with you, so please stay. If you are at home and viewing online, we would be happy for you to receive our newsletter, so for you to know more about us. So everybody right now, if you would in your seats, turn around and wave at the camera. Say, hi, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Hey, we're glad you're here. Next week, remember to bring your water that you may have collected this summer to pour into the bowl during our annual water communion service. It's an in-gathering. It's something we do every year. So don't worry if you forget to bring your water. You know, we're going to have water available, and we'll just sort of pretend like it's from where you went. So it's okay to do that. It's all right. Imaginations are welcomed here. So, yes. Don't want to forget, today the membership committee invites any recent visitors, those of you that have been here recently, that would like to learn more about what the Unitarian Universalist Association is all about and what our fellowship is doing. We invite you to join us from noon today until about 2:30 in the Founder's House, which is this way. If you go across the parking lot, walk over there, go up the little ramp and go on into that building over there. We're going to have lunch for you. And Karen York, who is going to be she is at the welcome table out there. She is going to be helping us with this organization, with this function. So, and the best part about it, you're going to get lunch, and I hear it's pretty good. So, yeah, lunch is good. Oh, sign up. The deadline is approaching for circle dinners. Okay, so the deadline is August the 18th. And Jackie, where are you? Are you here this morning, Jackie? Jackie Rinsey's not here. Okay, but Jackie is the one that she's got this big board. I think it's probably in the social room where you can just write your name on it, okay? And you put your contact information, and you can join us for the circle dinners. And those are a nice way to get to know people outside of the normal group that you hang out with. So anyway, you want to make sure that you consider that. Okay. Also, at this time, make sure that you check the back of your bulletin for other upcoming announcements. And now I would like Reverend Holley to come up and give us our opening words.
Good morning. I am so glad to see you all here today. As you may or may not know, I'm the Reverend Holley Brown. I am the settled minister here at UU Fellowship of Clemson, and my pronouns are they and them. And I just want to mention that today is a little bit different service. So there's going to be a lot more ritual and moving around and using that imagination that was mentioned earlier. We're going to engage that today as well. So as we begin worship, I offer these opening words. What does it mean to bless? To bless does not mean saying magical words, changing the mind of God, or altering the course of the cosmos. To bless does mean reminding each other of our gifts, remembering the wisdom that is within us, and recalling our common purpose. The choices that we make and the work that we do are how we bless each other and the world. May the words we say and the songs we sing name the wholeness we are and yet still seek. And in that spirit of song, I invite you to rise in body, mind, or spirit, wherever you are, to join in singing number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. You can either look in the gray hymnal or on the screen for the slides.
Open your eyes to the song.
Now it's time for us to light our chalice and for our words of affirmation. Cody, could you come up and light the chalice? You do such a good job. You do. Now let us share in the reading of the fellowship's affirmation that is shared in the order of service. We gather together in a spirit of love with justice as our guide. This is our chosen covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth with freedom, and to care for one another. Karen's going to come up now and give our time for all ages.
Shouldn't wear a mask with dangly earrings. This morning's Time for All Ages story comes from Reverend Holley's personal collection. And it's a little bit long in terms of the number of slides, but bear with me, I think you'll really enjoy it. It is called Don't Feed the Worry Bug by Andy Green. On a bench in a park on a bright sunny day, Wince, the monster of worry, let time slip away. He looked at the clock. It was 2:15, when Wince started to think about all he must do. He had homework and laundry. He needed clean pants. He must bake some cookies for the worry-woo dance. Then Wince started to wonder, did he leave the light on? Was his backside too poofy? Where had all his friends gone? And his worries kept growing till he heard a soft buzz that made goosebumps appear, for he knew what it was. There was only one creature that made such a sound around monsters that worry. It could often be found. Some call it the worry bug, and this is for sure. If you feed it worry, it will always want more. Buzz, buzz, Wince heard as its noisy wings flapped. It flew up and down as he shooed and he clapped. It flittered and fluttered around Wince's ear. In the blink of an eye, more worries appeared. Did he feed his fish Ted? Did his dog eat a bone? Did he send his woo mail? Did he bring his bike home? Should he go to the movies? Would he get a good grade? Will the weather be nice for the Woo-Town parade? And with every new worry that came Wince's way, the worry bug shouted, hip, hip, hooray! For the more that Wince worried, the more the bug grew. It nibbled and munched on his worry-filled stew. Wince said to the worry bug, perhaps you should leave? He asked quite politely, and even used please. Yet the worry bug stayed, for the two of them knew that Wince would still worry. That's what he would do. As day turned to night, Wince got ready for bed. The worry bug yawned and laid next to his head. But its buzzing kept Wince from going to sleep. So he tossed and he turned and he tried to count sheep. While thoughts of what if, could be, maybe, and might made Wince worry more, he worried all night. When morning arrived, Wince looked up and gasped. The worry bug had grown, and it happened so fast. It used to be tiny, an annoyance quite small. Now it covered his kitchen, the ceiling, and wall. The bug's belly gurgled, full of worries it was. No longer could Wince sweep it under the rug. Its buzzing went on, and Wince started to fret about all of the things that hadn't happened just yet. No cookies were baked, The laundry had piled. Wince hadn't done homework in such a long while. Enough, Wince exclaimed. There must be a way to get rid of a worry bug. It can no longer stay. So Wince went to the library to read and take notes about catapults, cranes, wagons, and goats. He plotted and mapped out a worry bug graph, then called in the experts, the worry bug staff. Together they studied this big growing beast and built a bug net out of Wince's bed sheets. They were having such fun, Wince was worried no more, and soon he was baking and doing his chores. But just when Wince thought his work was complete, the worry bug buzzed, "I need something to eat." Wince looked at the bug. It was once again small, for Wince had been busy. He hadn't worried at all. "You've ignored me all day," the tiny bug said, "and you haven't been worried, so I haven't been fed." Then the bug stomped its feet and buzzed all the more. Wince took a firm stand and showed it the door. "I've got things to do. I must work. I must play. I'm not going to worry, so go on your way." Buzz, buzz, Wince heard as the bug flew about, still trying to make one last worry come out. It flittered and fluttered around Wince's ear, yet Wince wouldn't give in, and it soon disappeared. Wince knew very well that this wasn't the end. The bug might be back if he worried again. But Wince would be ready, should he hear that buzz, buzz, to say no to the worry bug simply because. Wince had learned that his worries got bigger each day when he allowed the worry bug to nibble away. So to all of you worriers, Wince wants you to know, don't feed the worry bug or your worries will grow. The end.
So I just want to know, Karen, who is the Time for All Ages really for? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I'm on track. All right, we're good. All right, I love that. Thank you. This is the time now for our offering, and it's the time we set aside for the offering in order to give toward the financial vitality of the community. Also, 25% of the undesignated collection each week goes to an organization in the local community that we partner with. For the month of August, and we're still in August, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. We are partnering with Habitat for Humanity. Each week, we also collect non-perishable food for the Clemson Community Care Food Bank. You may also give, those of you at home or while you're home, to the UUFC website and using the donate button. There you will see options for paying your pledge and donating towards the organizations we partner with. We thank you for your generosity.
Thank you all for your generosity. We now enter into a time that we share our joys and concerns. This is a moment of sacred sharing, for our connection to community and to the knowledge that we are not alone. I've asked Sarah to place a stone into this bowl representing our community, a shared vessel. And I also invite you, as I read each of these joys and concerns, to just take a moment and think of that person or send some energy their way. I have a joy from Cindy Lee that my last PhD student graduated on Thursday. Dr. Catherine Summer is on her way to postdoc at EPA. Thank you. Yes, it's exciting. Yes, all right. Have another joy from Mike Cole, that he is able to attend the fellowship again and truly appreciates all of the cards and expressions of concern during his illness following surgery this past month. And then, all right. I wish to share a concern from Leslie Visage, who was scheduled to be our worship associate today, but earlier this week her husband tested positive for COVID, and she has since tested positive. Thankfully it's mild so far, but we send our healing light to them. Have a concern and joy from Benedetta. The joy is that her boys are going to be starting with football very soon, and the concern that they have not been offered a renewal on their lease, and that she is fearful of sudden eviction and feels a little like giving up right now. Have a concern from Meg Williamson that she is grieving the loss of the once beautiful Japanese maple at our door. It died due to environmental stress and possibly a graft incompatibility. It will be replaced this fall. Yes. And more of a seeking of a question from Karen Sanders. Does anyone know where the utility room key is? And if you know, please let us know. Yes. And for these and all other joys and concerns that remain on our hearts, perhaps unspoken because they are tender, we place one more stone in this shared vessel. Thank you, Sarah. So, earlier I mentioned that our service today is going to be a little bit different. And one of those differences is that you might notice this little table over here with this bright neon thing sitting on it. And if you're not familiar, this is a AED, or an automated external defibrillator. And through a grant, we were able to get one of these for the church, or fellowship. And we also had someone donate a first aid kit to our collection. Part of this process of getting the AED required that we had at least 10 people certified in CPR and AED, and we have successfully met that goal. And this is going to be installed in the hallway about midway down, kind of near the double doors that go out there. And you'll be able to see it because this is bright neon green. And so as part of this recognition of the work that went towards getting this and the endeavor to make our fellowship more safe, I would like to offer a blessing on these items alongside our backpack blessing today. So I offer these words. We give thanks for all of the time, the talent, and treasure that has gone into these additions to our safety. We give thanks for the life-saving capabilities of this AED machine. We give thanks for the first aid kit and all that it may provide, from bandages and cold packs for bumps, falls, and scrapes. We are comforted by the knowledge that they exist in our midst. May we find that we do not need the AED. May we find that the first aid kit is only needed for a minor injury. May their existence remind us of our community's commitment to safety in our spaces and all of the times that we are here together. We offer our blessings and accept the blessings that their safety give to us in return. May it be so, and blessed be. So, I realized I've given myself a lot of talking back to back. So, but instead of it all being together in a sermon today, it's kind of spread out into different parts. So I want to just acknowledge the transition here, because there's nothing in between it. But I want to give an introduction to our backpack blessing. And has anybody here ever received a blessing for their backpack or bag or anything that they carry with them on a regular basis? Okay, some of us here, some of us this is new. And so I want to share a little bit about what the backpack blessing is. So every year around back to school time, we and so many other UU congregations, well, also other denominations, have this practice as well of blessing the students' backpacks. Sometimes it's with things that are added in. It looks different in different congregations. And it's a way for us to acknowledge that beginning of a new school year, but also the changes in life, the new church or fellowship year as we enter this fall. But we are trying to be very intentionally intergenerational in our service, and we want it to include everyone, not just those who remembered to bring their bags or their backpacks with them today. But this year it's on a keychain, so Karen will explain that a little bit more in just a moment. But these remind us that we carry the love of this community with us everywhere we go through the coming year. And by having it for everyone, it is inviting everyone of all ages and stages to participate in these important rituals that we hold and honor in our communities. And so I'm going to ask Karen to come up and describe a little bit about the design this year.
And we have a slide so that people at home can see the design, and it'd be easier for you guys to see it here as well. This year, when we decided to do a keychain, it became apparent that I am not good at graphic design. So I asked our newsletter person, Amy Dark, if she could come up with a design for the keychain front and back, and this is what she came up with, and I think it's absolutely lovely. It's a fun, colorful picture of a chalice on the front, and then on the back we have the words centering love, and then it says the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Clemson, and then it has our website address. And we picked the theme of centering love because love is so much at the heart of everything we do and everything we put out there in the world, whether it be our 8 principles or the new values that were adopted, or Side with Love, or what we teach in religious education about how love is the center of everything that we do in social justice, everything. It's just all about love. And so that's why we put centering love on the keychain this year, and I hope you will enjoy them as much as I think they're fun, I think they're great, and the keychain, you can put it on your bag, you can put it on your keys, you can take it out there into the world with you and know that the blessing of this community goes with you.
Okay, so we have our keychains now. They're in these baskets up at the front. And so Our meditation today is going to engage your imagination. I'm going to ask you to visualize. Do y'all think y'all can help me with that? So instead of it just being me offering some words of blessing, each of you, as I lead our meditation, are going to help think of the blessings that we send along with these tags everywhere that we go. And so if it helps to move around a little bit during that time, or you like to close your eyes and settle into the spot you are, whatever feels comfortable. So as you settle in, I'd like you to let go of the worries that you might be carrying here today. Imagine shooing away that buzzing worry bug. If you're feeling worried about anything, to be able to release those fears, I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, feeling your chest and your belly rise with your body, with your breath, and fall. As you breathe out, imagine those worries forming a bubble or a ball that you breathe out, letting them go and float away. Now that we've let go of some of those worries, we're ready to offer our blessings. I invite you to think of what this community means for you. Maybe it's the love, the care, the fun, the music, the food, the buildings, the grounds, all that you find meaning in as part of the UUFC community. Now, with those things in mind, I invite you to imagine that they form a ribbon or maybe a rainbow if there's lots of different things that came to mind, to stretch out from your heart forward into the space from home and from the social hall, forward to these two baskets that hold these tags that are being blessed for us here today. Imagine it as a ball of light, that energy moving forward down that ribbon or rainbow. And as you send those blessings out into this space, it is being filled with all the love of community. And I offer these words of blessing as well. Spirit of life and love, be with these people in all of their ages and stages. Hold them and remind them of these blessings that are offered here today. May the blessings also serve as a reminder of our values, and let their lives be guided by the principles of our shared faith. May this new year be for each one filled with fun and adventures and special joy. May love be with them this day and every day. May they always know that when they are here in this fellowship, that they can find hands and hugs of friends, and that they may carry that energy into the world with them. Blessed be, and amen.
Test, yep.
So we're gonna sing the song Blessings once through to teach it to you, and there'll be a slide that pops up with the words. When we're done, we're gonna stop and ask you to sing it through with us a total of 3 times. Corey, give us middle C, please.
your heart be open to your path. May you be loved into being fully who you are. May you always know a quiet place inside. May you always know a quiet place inside.
Get the slides up, please. Give us a C again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Before we depart, may I bless you. May your heart be open to your path. May you be loved into being fully who you are. May you always know a quiet place inside. May you always know a quiet place inside. Before we depart, may I bless you. May your heart be open to your path. May you be loved into being fully who you are. May you always know a quiet place inside. May you always know a quiet place inside. Before we depart, may I bless you. May your heart be open to your path. May you be loved into being fully who you are. May you always know a quiet place inside. May you always know a quiet place inside.
Thank you for the added blessing of music as we carry our backpack blessings with us out of this space later today. So during this ritual, rather than passing baskets around during the service like we did last year, we have a couple of baskets that we will have up here, and I'm going to actually hand you a backpack blessing tag when you come forward. And for those that are in the social hall, we have a second basket that we'll ask somebody to bring back there. You're also welcome to come down the hall if you want to start heading that way. And you can join in for those that are here in the sanctuary. Also, if you're at home and would like to have a backpack blessing tag, we would love to get one to you, whether someone brings one over, we mail it, or hold it here at the fellowship for you till the next time you can be here. And so similar to a service that we did back in April, so if any of you were here in April and can search your memory a little bit, we did our flower communion, and we started at the back on your right, my left, and came up down the aisle to the front, and then went back down the left aisle to circle back to your seat. And we go by sections from the right, then the center, and then the left aisle. And I'm going to change it up next week, and we're going to do it the reverse way. But for today, we're going to start on the right and move to the left. And I've asked Karen and Sarah to help a little bit with the direction to make sure that we kind of keep things moving. And while we are offering these blessings, Corey is going to play a little bit of music as we're moving around. And if anyone didn't get one but would like one, just know that there are leftovers up here. If you've got someone that's at home that you would like to take one to, we've got some extras. So the idea of the backpack blessing, this blessing that we've all just participated in and received, has its origins in the back-to-school routine. And now some of our schools started as early as August 1st, and some are about to start depending on where you are. And there's some excitement with the new school year, isn't there? Does anybody remember when they first went to school? Some of us, we have to think a little further back than others, but maybe we have some memory of the feelings. But did you also have some anxiety? That feeling of a little bit of nervousness, of not knowing what was coming? Now, what about feeling those both at the same time? That excitement and that nervousness? Because they can often go hand in hand when we are doing new things. And that doesn't just mean for a new school year, but when we are doing new things, whether it is in this congregation, in our lives, at work or school, or meeting new friends, changing homes. Now, as some of you already know, and others perhaps not, I am a United Methodist minister's child, and I moved around a lot, both when I was younger and since being an adult. I think I've tallied it to somewhere around 30-ish places in 41 years of life. So that's a lot of change, right? And you would think I would get used to it. But there's still that nervousness of doing something new, of changing. It's been just over a year since I started this journey of being the new minister here. And I don't know about you, but I still feel pretty new at a year in. I must admit that I still had some nervousness about doing a service where I talk about anxiety. Go figure. I might get up here and seem fine, but I have to tell you, there's always that little bit of nervousness, especially if I share something personal. And one thing that I still struggle with to this day is anxiety. So not feeding that worry bug is something that I battle with on a daily basis. Anybody else have those worries or anxieties that sometimes get the better of you? Yes. So I thought about the story that Karen shared earlier today about the worry bug after going and seeing the Disney Pixar movie called Inside Out 2. Has anybody here watched Inside Out or Inside Out 2? Okay. Well, so the premise of both of these movies, and I don't want to give any spoilers in case anybody here still wants to go see one or both of them, but the premise is that it shows the interior emotions, the different feelings that this little girl, Riley, has. And the second movie shows her moving into puberty and getting ready to go to a new school and experience changes in life. There's excitement. But in the first movie, the emotions are at one level. Those emotions include joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. And those are the things that you see showcased in Riley and in the other characters in the first movie. But in the second movie, new emotions are introduced, including anxiety, envy, my favorite, ennui, embarrassment, and nostalgia. The ennui was like a little bit of a, almost kind of goth vibe, and so I appreciated that representation. But the takeaway from this film for me, the second one, is the dealing with new emotions as we go through new stages of life. Changes, whether it is school, whether it's hitting puberty, whether it's going through retirement or other stages of our life, becoming empty nesters, perhaps. All of these different changes can bring up different feelings. But the key here that was Riley started developing a different depth of feeling and emotion and connection to her community. And anxiety definitely took a pretty major role in the movie, without giving any more than that away. But it reminded me of this story that I had in my collection called Don't Feed the Worry Bug that you heard earlier. And that story, that depiction in the movie really resonated with me because I've had a lifelong battle with anxiety. And I've been open about my own mental health, and for me that includes taking anxiety meds every single day to just be able to be who I am and be here with you. And so I struggled about writing that. It made me a little anxious to say that I have that level of anxiety. But I share that because I think it's important for us to be open about those kind of struggles so that we know that we are not alone. And to that end, I want to share a couple of personal stories with you, and I try to balance out how much personal I share in services because I have some anxiety about that. Go figure. There's a theme here today. So I have relied on friends, on community, people that I hold dear to me in reminding me that I have tools in my toolbox for dealing with those anxiety thoughts when they come up, whether it's like the anxiety bug and kind of shooing it away. But one of my friends years ago goes, "Have you made a list?" And he knew me, so he knew this was an appropriate question. And he knew that it would help me manage my anxiety. So I went and made a list. And I don't know if any of you have ever found that making lists is helpful. But I also like writing something down that I'm about to finish, just so I can mark it out and have that therapeutic moment of being like, yes, I accomplished at least one thing on my to-do list. Other ways that I have found helpful is having some kind of touchstone. Many of you may know that I have a habit of breaking pens. I've got fidget toys and worry stones and things that are around in many different places so that I maybe break less pens. Thanks to the youth of the church for giving me 3 new fidget toys back at the installation in March. They have come in handy, saved many pens. So another friend while I was in seminary recognized that I was anxious. I had a blank page of a paper that was due, and a mistake happened. My professor accidentally entered the grade early. I hadn't even turned in my paper, but the timing was off, and she entered that I got an A. And somehow, that was even more anxiety-producing because I felt like I had to live up to that A. And my friend saw that I was panicking. And so she came up and she said, "I have this app, an app on a smartphone called the Insight Timer, and I need you to download it. I need you to find a meditation about anxiety and releasing your anxiety, and I'm gonna come and check with you in like 30 minutes or whatever she said to make sure that you did it." And in that meditation, I did something similar to what we did during our meditation earlier of releasing that anxiety into a bubble or smoke that could be blown away and released. Those moments involved community like this one, people that know us and that love us, that can remind us of our touchstones, of the things that can help us when we are feeling anxious, when we are going through something new. So these keychains can offer a touchstone, a reminder of this community, maybe something to hold on to or fidget with if you need it. But may they also offer a reminder that we have other tools in our toolbox sometimes, whether it is our breathing, a meditation, going for a walk, visiting with a friend, that can help us release those anxieties when they come up and help prepare us and ground us and move us into the world more sure of who we are and more able to deal with whatever those moments of anxiety bring. May they be a reminder that you have community, that our values invite us to center love, and that we carry our blessings with us, the blessings of community, the blessings of our shared faith everywhere that we go. May we be grounded and blessed by this community. May we be grounded and blessed by our faith. May it be so. May we make it so. And blessed be. So we are going to try a different hymn that we may not be as familiar with. And it is called "Now Let Us Sing." It's number 368 in the hymnal, and we're going to have slides up. But some folks from the choir are going to help introduce this a little bit, and then we will all sing together.
So we're going to sing it through once, with chorus help, then we'll stop, and we'll all do the whole thing, all the verses.
Y'all did great. Thank you. Thank you for being brave and trying something new. I offer these closing words by Susan Carlson. Blessed by our connections. We leave blessed by our connections to one another, to the spirit of life. Walk lightly, that you may see the life that is below your feet. Spread your arms as if you had wings and dance through the air. Feel the joy of the breath in your lungs and the fire in your heart. Live to love and to be a blessing on this earth. Go in peace and return in love.